Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at the midpoint formula. So first of all, what we're going to look at is what is meant by the midpoint. Well, midpoint means the middle point. Mid means middle. Okay, so basically what's going to happen, we might be given 2 points on an axis. Let's say, for example, the point, let's say 3, 4, and maybe a point, let's say that's 5, 1. And we'll be asked to find the point that's exactly in the middle. Now, if you have an axis and you have graph paper with squares and that type of stuff, it might be a little bit easy to, or could be easy to tell. However, a lot of the time, it's quite a lengthy process drawing up an x and y axis, putting on the points, etc., and then trying to find the middle point. So there's a much easier way. So that's what we're going to look at today. So basically we know that the midpoint means the middle point, or in other words, the median. Okay, the middle. When we have data, say for example we have 6 numbers, and we try to find the midpoint or the median, what happens when we have 2 middle numbers? That's right, we add them together and we halve them, because basically we find the average of those 2 points. Now that's exactly the same here. We're going to be finding the average of the 2 points. So let's say for example we have the points 5, 6 and the points, let's say 10, 3. And we want to find the midpoint of those 2 points. Now obviously we're finding coordinates. So we're going to have an x coordinate and a y coordinate. Now we said the midpoint is the average of the 2 x coordinates. And obviously the x coordinate comes first. So actually what we're going to be looking at is the rule that says if I add the 2 x coordinates and I want to find their average, well obviously there's 2 numbers there, so we then divide by 2. We're going to do the same thing for the 2 y coordinates. And that's what the rule looks like, where it says if I add the 2 x numbers, so in this case we would be adding 5 plus 10 divided by 2, so 5 plus 10, and then do the 2 y values, 6 plus 3 divided by 2. So then all we need to do is just to simplify. Well, 5 plus 10 is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, or 7.5. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. So without drawing an actual graph, we've actually worked out the midpoint of 5, 6 and 10,3 is 7.5, 4.5. Okay, so again, the actual formula for the midpoint is that x plus 1 plus x plus 2 over 2, y plus 1, y plus 2 over 2, making sure they're in brackets and a comma between because they're a set of coordinates. Okay guys, so that's a very quick rendition of the midpoint. I hope this has been a bit of use to you.